While we got ourselves transitioned from the activity we were just doing to talking about math. So over the past couple of days, Xavier, please take your clothespin and move it down when you know you shouldn't be throwing your pencil around like that. I think I did some of it. Move down your clothespin.
You do now.
I'm sorry, Miss McGee, he does have one?
I just made it. I don't know where it went. I'll do it.
Thank you. Okay. Over the past couple of days, we've been covering a lot of material and in this class. We've been doing some new things. We've been talking about word problems. We've been talking about solving algebraic equations. We've been talking about regrouping. We've done a lot. And now today, we're going to take all of those little things that we've done this week and put it together. So I need to make sure that when we're in class today, we are ready and attentive. And I know we're ready and attentive when we're looking the way Zedrin's looking right now. When we're sitting up straight, when we have our hands on our desks, when we have a pencil ready to use when we need it. Zedrin's ready, and Jeremiah's ready, and Morgan's ready. And I'll know we're all ready at all times when we're like that. I want someone to please read our objective. Our objective means this is what we're going to do today. So Aubrey, can you please read it?
We will determine the operation needed to solve an addition or subtraction word problem using key terms.
Awesome. How many of you guys think that you know what every single word in this objective means? You've seen it before, we're familiar with it. Okay, a couple hands. How many of you guys think that this word looks really big and scary? No one? Okay, I like your honesty. Who thinks they know what determine means when it's not looking big and scary? It means to figure out. So today, we're going to figure out how to solve word problems, deciding if we're going to use either addition or subtraction. And we'll decide by using our key words. Who remembers seeing these two the past couple of days? Who remembers these? Yeah, these are our key terms that we'll be looking for when we solve problems with addition or when we're solving word problems with subtraction. So let's get started. The very first thing that we've been doing all week when we've been reading word problems is figuring out what numbers are in the word problems and what our key terms are. And just in case you guys forgot over the past couple days, I put this up here to refresh our memory, that the steps to solve word problems are pretty simple and straightforward. First, we read and underline the numbers. Then we read and underline the key terms. Then we set up our equation and solve. And then we check our work. Let's now look at my chart of key terms and refresh our memory about that. So my addition keywords. After I say a word, you guys are going to echo. Okay? So addition keywords: in all.
In all.
All together.
All together.
The sum.
The sum.
Total.
Total.
Combine.
Combine.
When we see these words in a word problem, what does it mean we're going to do? Someone raise their hand and tell me. When we see any one of these words in a word problem, what does it mean we're going to do, Octavius? Excellent, we're going to add. Now let's echo our subtraction keywords. Decrease.
Decrease.
Remain.
Remain.
Difference.
Difference.
Left over.
Left over.
How many less?
How many less?
How much less?
How much less?
And when we see these in a word problem, what does it mean we're going to do? J1? Subtract. Excellent. So what is our first step? Read it for me, Zedrin.
We underline numbers.
Awesome. We read and then we underline numbers. You can give it to Miss McKinney. Or do you have a question?
I'll answer it.
You have to answer those questions too. Miss McKinney, do you want to answer?
Yeah. Come here, Marguerite.
Sorry. Okay, so let's go back. Number one step is
We underline numbers.
excellent. The number two step, everybody.
Underline key term.
The number 3 step.
Set up equation to solve. Show words.
Why do you think I put a star there? Who thinks they know why I might have put a star next to show work? Tyreek? So I can stop? That's a good idea, but that's not why I put it there. Who thinks why I put that star there? Jeremiah?
Because that's important.
Excellent, because it's really important. So when I put a star somewhere, it means it's really important. What's our last step?
Check word.
Excellent. Okay, so when we're solving word problems, we know how to solve them, and we know what keywords that we should be going and looking for. So let's do an example. All right, let's look up here where I have example 1 written down. Example 1 says, I have 13 crayons. My friend has 20 crayons. How many do we have all together? I want to try to figure out, this question is asking me to figure out how many crayons we have all together. I'm going to work through the steps first. I love your enthusiasm in your hands, but I'm going to do it first and then we'll do one together, okay? We're good with that? Fingers up, thumbs up if we're good? Okay. So I know my first step is to underline all numbers, and I see 2 sets of numbers. I see 13 crayons, and I see 20 crayons. I know my second step is to underline keywords. I see this word all together. When I see this word all together, I'm going to then look at my keyword charts. I'm going to decide, where do I see all together? In my subtraction keywords or in my addition keywords? I see it in my addition keywords. So now I know, okay, I'm going to need to add. So I'm going to add 13 crayons plus 20 crayons gives me 33 crayons. I set up my equation, I solved, I showed my work. I didn't just write 33 crayons. But now I want to check. Who thinks they know how you could check?
Subtract 23.
Subtract 23?
Minus 20 and you're going to equal 13.
So you're saying subtract 20 from what?
Subtract 33 from 20.
So that would mean I would set up my problem like this? Is that how you want me to set it up?
Put the 30 on top.
Excellent way to check your work. Take 33, subtract 20. What do we call when we take a problem like this and turn it into something like this? We're doing what with it? We're making it the
Opposite.
Jeremiah? The inverse or the opposite. Very good. So you guys seem to do really okay with that one. We did really awesome actually. So now let's work on our example number 2. My example number 2 says, I have 13 crayons. My friend has 20 crayons. How many more crayons does my friend have? Now these look very, very similar, except there's a difference. Well, I underlined the numbers because I know I always start with underlining the numbers. I'm going to underline my key terms, and this time I'm going to underline this phrase, how many more? And when I look at my key terms, I know that how many less means the same as how many more, and that's a subtraction key term. So this time, even though it looks very similar, I know that instead of adding, I'm going to subtract. I want to find the difference, and I know difference is a subtraction keyword. So I'm going to say 20 minus 13 equals 7. That means that I know my friend has 7 more crayons than I have. How many of you guys see the difference between my key terms? So what was my key term in the first one, everybody?
Addition.
My key term was? What was my key term? Right. And we know all together means I'm going to
Add.
And how many more means I'm going to? Awesome. You guys are great. So, I have a little worksheet for us. worksheet, you will see something very similar to a worksheet we did yesterday, where we have a big plus sign and a big, what's this sign? Say it nice and loud, Morgan. Right. So in the plus sign, what do you think you're going to write in there? Who thinks they know what they're going to write in our plus sign? Zabrian, what are we going to write in our plus sign? What's this word? Right, we're going to write our addition key terms. And who thinks they know what we're going to write in our minus sign? Cedrin? Awesome. Can you guys please make sure you put your name on these worksheets and then start filling in your addition keywords and your subtraction keywords and make sure you're putting them in the right place. What's up, Tyree? Why not? Got a point on it. Try this one. Get a little bit pointier. So everybody should be writing down their addition key terms and their subtraction key terms. Wait until we all get there. But thank you very much for finishing your work. When you are done, you may sit there, read over your key terms again, just make sure you really got them in your head. You won't ever mix them up or forget them. Okay, I'm going to give you 1 more minute to finish up. Morgan's in the ready to learn position. I know that when we finish up in 1 minute, she'll be ready. I know that Jaywon will be ready when we finish up in 1 minute. I think Tyreek will be half ready because he's still playing with his pencil. Aubrey's ready. ready? Kyra's ready? Okay. Everybody, Megan. Thank you. Everybody flip. Go to the back page and you will see this question written at the top. It says example. Does everybody see where we are? So do you see where we are? Okay. Can I have Xavier read nice and loud for me this question? So you can follow along either up here on the board or in your paper, but you should be doing nothing but listening and reading. I don't want to see anybody doing any writing. So Xavier, nice and loud.
Jeremy earned 25 tickets in the first week of school. Tyra earned 35 tickets. Jeremy wants to find the digits between the amount of tickets they earned.
Okay. Megan, come up here. You were working while we were reading. Move your ticket. Move your postcard. What were you supposed to be doing while we were reading? Thank you. So Xavier read this for us nice and loud. And we know, based on step number 1, that what's the very first thing we should do? What's the very first thing we should do now when we want to solve this? Based on step number 1, written over there on the board. Octavius. Is that what step number 1 says?
Numbers.
Right. So you underline numbers. Who wants to come up to the board and underline the numbers that they see in this word problem, Morgan? And you guys should be doing the same thing on your worksheet now. You have pencils in your hand and do work. So you are going to underline the same numbers that Morgan underlines. Oh, Morgan, are you able to reach out up there? Okay, so we underlined our numbers. What is the second thing we do when we are solving word problems, Aubrey? Okay, can you please go underline the key term? Or key terms if there's more than one. Excellent. Can you please tell me, while you're up here, if I should be subtracting or adding based on this key term? And how do you know that? Excellent. He said we're going to subtract, and he said that we're going to subtract because it's the difference. And I love that Zedrin was so enthusiastic and happy that his friend got it right that he clapped. So let's all clap. That was really nice of him. Okay. So we know that we need to subtract. Can somebody set up my subtraction problem for me? Who thinks they can set up my subtraction problem for me? Tyreek. Write on the board my subtraction problem. Okay, so Tyreek set up his problem 25 minus 35. But how might it make it easier to set up our subtraction problem so that we'll have an easier time solving it? Who thinks they want to help Tyreek out? Jeremiah, come on up here. Tyreek knew what he should subtract, but he set it up in a way that then might confuse us. So how would you set this up so that we know we're going to definitely get the right answer? Okay, now, Jeremiah set up his problem vertically, and that's going to he still set it up in a way that is going to confuse us and might not give us the right answer. I need one more person to come up here and think that they can set it up in the right way. And I think that maybe Megan can do that. And remember, whenever we write things on the board, you should be following along. So I really like that J1 underlined difference in his equation, and so did Xavier. Okay, excellent. Megan, tell me what you did to set up this subtraction problem. What number did you put first? Why? Because it's bigger. Can you turn around and tell that to the whole class nice and loud and proud and confident? Right. She put the bigger number first. Because when we're subtracting, we should have the bigger number first and the smaller number second, and that will make sure we get the right answer. So I want to make sure that everybody on their worksheets has it written down just the way Megan did. And I'll write it nice and big next to it. Thank you, Megan. You guys are very enthusiastic, but we're going to keep the class to a minimum, okay? What's 5 minus 5? 0. Thank you very much. What's 3 minus 2? 1. Excellent, so we know the answer to that. There are 5 more questions on this worksheet, and I'm going to give you guys approximately 8.5 minutes to work on them. Timed exactly. When I see you guys working on these, I should see you following all of our steps. I should see you writing your equations, and I already see people doing that. Zedrin underlined the numbers in his equation. Tyreek underlined keywords in his equation. Akira already set up her first equation. Right now, I am so happy when I walk around and check your papers and I see that everybody's underlining their numbers, everybody's underlining their keywords, and everybody's setting up their equations correctly. You guys are superstars. What's up?
Finish.
All right, so guess what, guys? I need all eyes on me. 5,
Sorry.
4, okay. So, we're all human in here, right? Yeah, so sometimes do we make mistakes? Yeah, so Miss McGee made a big old mistake. The question number 4 should have the word combined in it. So everybody look for question number 4. And I want everyone to add the word combined at the end. And when you see that word combined, what does that mean that you do? Thank you. So you guys are really awesome and you knew that, but Miss McGee, because she's human just like the rest of us, she made a mistake. Are we going to forgive me? No? We're going to forgive me? Okay, cool. You guys have 2 more minutes to work on these, but so far what I'm seeing is really awesome, awesome work.
Sure. So I can see this.
Okay, boys and girls, you have 2 more minutes, and then I'm going to give you your exit quiz. And we've been doing this every single day this week where I give you a piece of paper, and now you can't use any help. So I'm going to take down everything from the board, and you have to work with the problems all on your own. But I'm pretty confident that you guys will do well. You feeling confident? Okay, I'm feeling confident. What's up? Okay, let's go through your work. I really like how when you set up your problems, you put the lines in there to keep your face value. That's really good.